Hello and welcome to another edition of Focus on Morris County. I'm Joe Garifo, Public Information Officer for the Morris County government. Focus on Morris County is a program that's designed to keep us up to date on the actions that are being taken by the Morris County Board of Freeholders. The show is also intended to make us all more aware of the many facets of Morris County government. Now, on this section of the program, we are going to focus on some county government issues with my guest. He is Morris County Freeholder Director Tom Mastrangelo. Director Mastrangelo has been on the board. Well, he's in the middle of his second three-year term on the Freeholder Board. He is a Republican from Montville, and 2014 is his second consecutive year as serving as director. Tom, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Joe. Glad to be here.
Let's talk budget for a couple of minutes. The Freeholders, I know, are working on the 2015 budget, the Freeholder Budget Committee, that is. Is it too early to kind of give us a preview about what we might expect in 2015?
No, it's not too early, Joe. I mean, you know, we're looking to hold the line in various areas. You know, we are going to seek a zero, and we're going to look at a number of ways on how we go about doing that. I think we've got the ability to do that, and plus delivering the services you know, that the county residents have come to know and expect, and to deliver those services with great quality that Morris County is known for, and good integrity in delivering those services.
Now, a 0% tax increase has been delivered 2 years in a row. As you look at 2015, what are some of the challenges that the board faces to achieve 3 years in a row?
Well, I think, so some of the challenges, Joe, we've got reduced funding from the state via the federal government on health care health care reimbursements up at Morrisview. So that's one challenge right there. Morrisview is a great facility. It's a multi-star rated facility, and we've got to seek ways to still deliver that service and deliver it with integrity. So that's one area right there. Healthcare costs, pension costs are always potentially on the rise, and we are currently looking at creative ways to keep those costs in check. If you look at healthcare costs, you look at pensions, you look at reduced funding from the state for the nursing home, or they go toward the nursing home. There's some of the things we have to deal with.
Yeah. Now, one area in which the county government did spend more in 2014 was on its infrastructure, and in particular road resurfacing. What led the Freeholder Board to focus on that area this year? I think we've repaved in 2014 more miles than we ever have. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that is accurate, Joe. We had a harsh winter, as we all know from last year. I don't think any of us are going to forget that winter. It was a tough one, but we did bring the mayors and councils into a couple sessions that we held. The philosophy under my directorship was, and along with the other freeholders, was to bring the mayors in and understand what their top concerns were. Some of those concerns are multi-municipal. Some of those concerns are unique to their own municipality. But when we did it this year, early this year, the top concern was the roads as a result of the winter. Typically, we've paved on average 17 miles of roads per year, and that's an average over the last 4 or 5 years. So what we've actually did was pave, I believe it was 36 miles of roads over the on average 17 miles of roads, and you see those projects all over the county, and it's something we're supposed to do and something that we're glad to do, and we drive on the same roads. We're taxpayers and residents of the county as well, so it's been a program that's worked real well, We also had purchased additional pothole equipment, additional hot boxes, and we've been over the early part of 2014 implemented that equipment to fill those potholes and just make it a little more easier for people to travel around the county.
Yeah. Now, also as a director, you've been working closely with the Morris County Chamber of Commerce, the several other groups in the county, in an effort to make sure that Picatinny Arsenal remains as is. I know there is some concern that military bases, not only here in Morris County, but across the state, might face some downsizing. What are the freeholders doing in an effort to maintain Picatinny as is?
Yes, Joe. As you know, Picatinny employs several thousand people, both military and both contractors and businesses that operate out of Picatinny. Going back a number of weeks ago, I sat with the Lieutenant Governor and other members of a panel from Picatinny, essentially to ensure that Picatinny gets off the BRAC list. What we're doing is really working with the state. I mean, this effort is being led at a state level, where the governor has provided dollars to ensure that the efforts needed that we need, are funded, so we can get our message heard down in Washington, to the right people down there, whether it be in the Senate, whether it be in the Congress. It would be a great economic impact. I think Fort Monmouth is a good example of the economic impact that occurred down in that area, and it kind of overflows into every county. Okay, so I think with a new Republican Senate and Congress, I think it might be a tad easier now. This was something that got driven by by the President, Chuck Hagel. The DOD is short on cash, and they're looking to close bases. But our national security is extremely important, and Picatinny has played a large role historically and continually to keep our men out of harm's way in a way to give them the best possible ammunition and munitions possible.
Yeah.
So.
One of the major initiatives that the Freeholder Board has undertaken over the past year or so is a video conferencing system between municipal courts here in Morris County. What can you tell us about this effort? How would this video conferencing work, and who would benefit by it?
Yeah, number one, the taxpayer benefits by it because today when in a municipal court, when there's an arraignment that has to occur, we have to transport prisoners back and forth, whether from the county jail to that municipal location, and that's just one example. Mm-hmm. So we'll be able to video conference those arraignments from the county jail to the municipality without it costing, let's say, overtime with the municipal police officers, costing overtime with with our own agencies that participate in those processes. So through technology, and as we've discussed before, I am in the technology field. Through technology, we have to continue to drive services in a even more efficient way and more with additional quality, and drive the costs down. And that's just one example. Video conferencing will do that. Yeah,
you mentioned technology, something that maybe the general public might not see, but internally in the county government, we have gone to what is called a voice over internet protocol, otherwise known as VoIP, which I'm still trying to figure out how that works, but maybe you can explain what the VoIP system is. And I understand that we've going to come up with a good deal of savings over the next few years, correct?
Yeah, we have, Joe. The voice over IP is essentially for our voice systems, our telephone systems around the county. We had old technology here in the county. Our landline cost was high, and through VoIP, through the implementation of VoIP, that's your basically your telephone discussions going over the internet, and through that, and they are secure. I want to add, we have a very secure system, but through implementation of VoIP, we will be driving down our landline cost dramatically, because all that voice traffic will be going over the internet.
I believe our Chief Information Officer for Technology gave some figures that in 2014 alone we'll be saving about $135,000, 2015 $235,000, and 2016 and beyond $335,000 a year. That's a big chunk of change, is it not?
Joe, that is a big chunk of change, and if you start to add it up, we talked about the video conferencing and the cost, the savings that are going to be occurred there. You look at the voice over IP, which is a great example. Those cost savings are going to continue to climb, and then other areas. We are looking at other areas from a shared service standpoint, and we've talked about this before, where we could potentially share service with the municipalities, and not only save at the county level, but really also save at the municipal level. So we've demonstrated through technology we can deliver the services even better than we're delivering the services, or the operations even better to deliver the services with less cost and more quality. So, how
would you characterize your 2 terms as Freeholder Director here in Morris County?
Joe, I've to this point thoroughly have enjoyed being the Freeholder Director in this county. I don't take the position lightly. I've appreciated and still appreciate the support that I've been given by my colleagues, and the confidence they placed in me to sort of take the reins as the director. And we've been able to under my directorship, and I don't say that just under my directorship, but along with my colleagues, we've accomplished some great things. We've accomplished the tax reductions without impacting services. We're also on a debt reduction plan, which is going to be, I think, one of the first in a long time here in Morris County. So.
Well, Freeholder Director Tom Mastrangelo, I want to thank you very much for being with us today and discussing some county government issues with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Now, if you have a question about county government, maybe about an issue that we didn't have time to discuss here on this segment of the program, you can certainly call the Morris County Freeholders Office at 973-285-6010. Also, please visit the county government website. It's morriscountynj.gov. Once you're there, you can sign up for the county's electronic newsletter and get updated county government news delivered straight to your inbox. And you can also check out the various social media that Morris County embraces. That includes Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Scribd, and if you want to look at some photos from various county events, check out Flickr. I'm Joe Garifo. Thank you very much for being with us. Don't go away, though, because we'll be right back.
Are you pregnant, scared, or a new mother who can't care for your newborn?
There's a safe haven in New Jersey.
You or a friend can bring an infant to any hospital or police station and give up custody safely, legally, and anonymously.
No questions asked. No shame, no blame, no names.
Call 1-877-839-2339 or visit njsafehaven.org to learn more. Remember,
New Jersey has a safe haven for unwanted infants.
Brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Children and Families.
Welcome back to Focus on Morris County. I'm Joe Garifo, and on this segment of the program, we are going to focus on Morris County's efforts to preserve farmland here in the county. And here to update us on how those efforts have been going over the years is my guest. She is Catherine Coyle, Catherine is the director of the Morris County Agriculture Development Board.
Good morning,
Catherine,
Tim.
welcome.
Thank you for
Welcome to the
having me.
program.
Good morning.
The Morris County Agriculture Development Board, what can you tell us about it and its role in farmland preservation?
Sure. The purpose of the Morris County Agriculture Development Board is to preserve farmland in Morris County in order to preserve the agricultural industry. So the main goal or charge of the board is to administer the farmland preservation program.
Now, what can you tell us about the makeup of the board and how one gets on the Agriculture Development Board?
The membership of the board is governed by statute. We have 7 voting members. They are appointed by the Morris County Board of Chosen Freeholders. 3 of the members are public members and 4 are farmer members.
When we talk about farmland preservation here in Morris County and the preservation of farms, how many farms have been preserved over the years here in the county?
Yeah, I think most people are actually surprised to hear. As of today, we have 123 preserved farms in Morris County, totaling over 7,500 acres in 14 municipalities. And that actually amounts to 11.7 square miles of preserved farmland.
Wow, okay.
We have another 7 projects that are currently pending preservation. And by 2015, we expect to have over 7,900 acres of preserved farmland in 15 municipalities.
Of the communities in which farms have been preserved, where are most of them located? I would assume in the western portion of the county?
Right. That's right. The majority of the preserved farms are located in Washington Township. In fact, 73 of the 123 are in Washington Township. It's not surprising because Washington Township is ranked first in the county with the number of farm acres, 11,000 acres of farmland.
Now, the Farmland Preservation Program is part of an overall program, I believe, that is known as the Preservation Trust. What exactly is that? What are the other components, too, of the Preservation Trust?
Sure. So back in 1992, the Board of Chosen Freeholders placed a question on the November ballot for funding for the preservation of open space and farmland in Morris County. So the voters approved the creation of the Morris County Open Space and Farmland Preservation Trust Fund. That trust fund is still operating now. It administers funding that is administered through 3 agencies and divisions in the county. That includes the Morris County Park Commission, the Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority, and also the Division of Planning and Preservation within the Department of Planning and Public Works. That division has 4 preservation areas, and that's open space, farmland, historic, and flood mitigation.
Specifically, when it comes to farmland preservation and the programs that are available under farmland preservation, I understand there are 2 basic programs under which farms can be preserved.
Correct.
One is an 8-year program, and the other is called easement purchase. It's an easement purchase program.
Correct.
Let's talk about the 8-year program first. What is that? What are some of the aspects of that?
The easement purchase program, when a farmer applies for that program, they voluntarily agree to not develop their farm for a period of 8 years. They do not receive any direct compensation for doing so, but they are eligible for grants from the state for conservation projects on their farms. In addition, farms enrolled in the program are protected from eminent domain action. This program is not as popular as our easement purchase program.
So now let me ask you, what happens after the 8 years is up? I mean, can they enlist for another 8 years?
That's right. They can renew the program, and they can continue doing so indefinitely, or they can terminate if they choose to. They can apply to permanently preserve their land if they choose to take that route. So those are the options.
Now, you mentioned the easement purchase program
Yes.
is the more popular
By far.
of the 2. So
Right.
explain what the easement
Sure.
purchase program is.
So under the easement purchase program, the farm is preserved permanently. It involves the sale of the development rights on the property. So a farm owner voluntarily sells the development rights to the county. This is known as the sale of a development easement. The landowner continues to own the property. They can even choose to sell it if they wish to, but the deed restrictions that are placed on the land run with the land in perpetuity, and the farm can never be developed, can only be used for agricultural purposes.
Catherine, what are some of the more common reasons, let's say, that a farmer would enter into either one of these two programs and want to preserve the farm?
Sure. Typically, I think the most common reasons are financial benefits and leaving a legacy. We find that the majority of farm owners who preserve their land use the money that they receive from the county for capital improvements on their farms, perhaps to buy additional land, equipment, or vehicles for their farms. And as far as legacy, permanent preservation ensures that the land will be available for future generations for farming.
Are a lot of the farms in Morris County family-owned and operated? You talk about leaving a legacy.
Right.
Maybe they're handed down from grandparent to parent to children. Do you find that?
They are typically owned, and the current owners, the farmers, wish to make sure that once they're no longer here, that the land will continue to be here available, whether for their future generations or for other young people in the future who wish to enter into the farming business.
Do you, or does the county actively pursue farms or actively seek farms for preservation? Do farmers come to the county? How do you find out about a farm that wants to be preserved?
Our program is completely voluntary. However, we do seek farms to preserve. So we typically, periodically, will reach out to owners of farmland that we believe is eligible for preservation to encourage them to consider applying.
And so the funding to purchase these farms, where does that come from?
It comes from the Morris County Preservation Trust and from the Garden State Preservation Trust. So the state actually typically contributes about 60% of the value of the development easement. So that money is paid to the county, and then the county pays the landowner 60% from the state and about 40% from the county. And
how, when you're talking about purchasing the farms, how is the purchase price determined?
It's determined through appraisal, two appraisals. So the county hires two certified appraisers to appraise the property. They first look at the fee value of the property, what we call the before easement value, and then they also look at the restricted value of the property, what we refer to as the easement, the after easement value. The difference between those two values is the value of the development rights, or what the county pays the landowner for the development easement.
When we talk about farming in Morris County, I know there's a rich history of farming here in the county, but today, as we look at the county's economy, how important is agriculture? How important is farming to the county's economy?
It's very important, and not only to the county's economy, but also to the state's economy. The 2007 U.S. Census of Agriculture ranked Morris County 10th in the state for the value of agricultural products produced, with a total sales of $27 million.
And you mentioned earlier that I guess when you say those figures, or when people ask you the question that I just asked, people are kind of surprised that Morris County is, I don't want to say an agricultural county, but that agriculture does mean an awful lot to the county's economy.
It has a long history in the county, and it's a thriving economy.
Yeah. Do you know, just offhand, do you know what is the major, I don't know, product or crop or something that is produced on the farms here in Morris County? Is it, are they fruits, are they vegetables, is it grain?
The new Census of Agriculture is actually coming out this year, but I don't have the figures yet. I can say that we have farms in all areas, farming activities, whether it be vegetable production, orchards, fruit production, livestock as well. We have a number of equine operations in the country, in the county as well. So it's really everything. Yeah.
There is something that I've heard this term used, agritourism?
Yes.
Is that, am I saying it
Yes.
correctly? Okay.
Yeah.
What is agritourism,
Agritourism.
and is it alive and well here in Morris County?
It's very much alive and well. It's very popular. Farmers in Morris County actually see people coming in from out of the county and even out of state to visit their farms. Agritourism involves activities on the farm that may include things like hay rides, pumpkin picking, pick your own vegetables, pick your own berries, pick your own apples, corn mazes. So yes, they're very popular for families to engage in.
Interesting. I've heard that term several times, and I never quite knew what it meant. So thank you for that. Someone wanting to learn more about the Morris County Agriculture Development Board, they can, I guess, give your office a call, go to the website. How can they learn more?
They can visit our website. They can call us. They can call me directly, and they can also visit our offices. Our office is located at 30 Schuyler Place in Morristown, New Jersey.
And if you want to take a look at the website, I know it's a long address, but I'm going to give it to you. It's Morris Planning, one word, morrisplanning.org/divisions/PRES Trust. Okay, and when you go to the website, you'll be able to actually see information about all of the farms that
That's
we were,
correct.
100 and how many?
123.
123 farms. You'll be
Right.
able to see where they are. You'll be able
Exactly.
to see the acreage. You'll be able to see, what else, Catherine? What
Information
they,
about the preservation process, if someone is interested in applying and
Yeah.
preserving their farm. We have the application online, as well as explanation about what the process looks like. We have information, like you said, about every preserved farm in the county, as well as pending projects.
Okay, yeah, there is a wealth of
There
information
is.
at that website. Catherine, I want to thank you very much for being with us today. Catherine Coyle,
you.
the director
Thank
of the
you for
Morris.
having me.
You're quite welcome. Director of the Morris County Agriculture Development Board. Now, if you have a question about county government, you can call the Morris County Freeholders Office, and that telephone number is 973-285-6010. You may also visit the county government's website. That's morriscountynj.gov. And by the way, you can get to the Agriculture Development Board's website by going to the county website as well. When you're on the county website, why don't you sign up for the county's electronic newsletter? You can also check out Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, peruse some county government documents on Scribd, and check out some photos from various county events on our Flickr page. I'm Joe Garifo. Thank you very much for being with us. Tune in again next week at this time, won't you, for another edition of Focus on Morris County.